Hello everyone. Here I am doing this Facebook Live from the mountains. Hello everyone. I'm in West Texas. Here I am doing this Facebook Live. Such beautiful weather. Everyone. Right now. Here I am doing this Facebook Live and beautiful weather. Everyone. Right now. Buzzing. And mountains behind me. If you have never been here, it's a really beautiful place. It's different. It's a desert, climate. It's arid, dry. It has a lot of mountains though, and the sky is beautiful with not much clouds. And I got to see a lot of stars that I have not seen in a long time. Oh wow, this bee doesn't want to let go of me. So it's a nice place to visit. Anyways, I really want to talk to you today about the March 18th marks the full moon, and it is spring. So spring cleansing is in order. So if you have never done spring cleansing for your body, think about it, right? We actually change oil for our cars. We actually clean our cars. We clean our houses. We do all of those things. Do we actually cleanse our body? We really don't. And that is one of the biggest problems that we have in today's healthcare. Like, people don't really do that. And then they wonder why their body is doing what it's doing suddenly when they're actually even eating healthy. So if you're someone who is eating healthy, but you have never really done a cleanse, then this is for you. And that's what I want to talk about. And I had to come in because the bees wouldn't leave me alone. So spring and fall are a really good time to cleanse your body because that's a time when the weather changes. Our bodies are actually much more open to cleansing, and it's also a good time for change in seasons to prepare our bodies. So if you are someone who's new to this, then this is for you. And if you are someone who's been doing this for a while, then this is the time to do it. I want to remind you to do this. So March 18th is full moon. During the moon cycles, the lunar cycles, our body naturally becomes much more open to these kinds of cleanses, and it's much more effective when we do it at that time. That's the reason why I want to talk about this before this full moon that's coming up in spring. So March 18th is full moon. So we start our cleanse 2 days prior to the full moon and finish it 2 days after the full moon. So that would mean that you start your cleanse on March 16th and do it 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th, and that's it. So it's like 5 days is what you'll be doing. And this would mean that there are certain kinds of things that you would need for this cleanse. One, you have to drink plenty of water. It'll also be very helpful for you to actually eat a lot more cleaner at this time, in the sense that not really eat, a lot of animal products, eating mostly plant-based, also eating, fresh produce, and not eliminating processed foods like cookies, crackers, breads, pasta. All of that will be helpful. You want to eat foods that are going to be easily digestible, easily also, easily that spoils easily outside of your body as well. So think of it that way. When you think of food, what should I eat? Think of foods that will spoil easily, except for animal foods. So all of the animal products are a little difficult to digest as well. So which means that you don't want to do that while you are trying to cleanse. And if you're someone who drinks maybe 50 to 60 ounces of water normally, then you want to up it by at least another 15 to 20 ounces per day, because it actually allows for cleansing. Think about how when we actually flush our toilets, we put a lot of water in it, right? We don't actually put like a glass of water. The same thing applies for your body when it's trying to cleanse as well. So drink plenty of water. It'll also be helpful for you to drink warm water and not really drink it cold or ice cold, especially as the weather gets warm, because cold water kind of makes your lymphatic system become more solidified and doesn't allow for cleansing. Even though a lot of the cleansing that you're going to be doing is gut cleansing, there is also going to be products that I'm going to be recommending that are products that allows for toxin removal from the cellular level, and your lymphatic system needs to be working in order for that to be happening. If you can exercise at that time, that would be great. Infrared saunas would be fantastic as well at this time when you're doing the cleansing, because it'll allow for you to sweat out the toxins, sweat out things that doesn't serve you anymore. If you exercise, the same thing. It also allows for your lymphatic system to move better. It allows you to sweat. So obviously you want to exercise until you sweat, you break a sweat. If you're just actually exercising where you're not breaking a sweat, then it may not be as effective. So try to do a little bit more. How about fasting? You can also fast for sure, but make sure that you're drinking plenty of water during that time as well. But if you're someone who has never fasted and this is the first time you're going to do the cleansing, then I advise you not to go all in and try to do a million things at the same time. You really want to have a few things, a few variables at a time, so as to be able to understand how your body responds to that. If you have never done this, obviously there's going to be some things that you're going to notice that are different. It's fine if it's different. It's not bad to have something different. It is just that it should not be affecting you in any ways that causes you to have a lot of pain or difficulty doing your normal day-to-day chores. And how about activity? Like, your normal activity, you should be able to do all of those things while you're doing this cleanse. It's not going to make you go to the bathroom 10 or 100 times a day. That's not what's going to happen. You are actually going to maybe go a little bit more than what your normal is. It may be a little looser than what your normal is. You may actually pee more. You may sweat more. All of those are completely normal. There is nothing abnormal about it. But the stools in itself should not actually become extremely frequent or very difficult to hold, or you not being able to go any place. That's not the way it should be. But I would obviously recommend that when you do a cleanse, you're also a little bit mindful of your mind, mindful of the things that you're participating in, and not really do things that are extremely stressful, do things that make it difficult for you to have access to a bathroom, make it difficult for you to not be able to drink water, and so on and so forth, because it's much more of a body, mind, spirit process. Even though we are going to be taking things bodily, it's also a good idea for you to think of it. What are the things that I would like to eliminate during the spring cleansing from my mind? What doesn't serve me anymore? So journaling can be a great way of doing that, talking about things that doesn't really serve you, writing down things that you want to incorporate in your life that could really be a change for the upcoming season, how you want to be, maybe how you want to eat going forward, how you want to, talk, how you want to behave, maybe let go of certain habits that don't really help you. Any of these things can be extremely helpful, because this is much more of a whole body experience, and you want all of the participation to have the best effect. So now that we have covered all the bases for what it requires to do the cleansing, let's talk about what are the products that you would need. So we'll actually include the links to the products as well, so that it'll be easier for you to find them and do the cleansing. So the first product that I'm going to talk about is called as Para 1. So the Para 1 actually is, it has, they're all herbal products. There's nothing, drugs in this. There's no chemicals in this. They're all completely natural products that I have loved. I've used in my practice for years. And, we use it in many cases on a regular basis, even for some people when they have systemic issues. But in your case, you're only going to be doing it for 5 days. So they're completely safe. But if you're not 100% sure if this is for you, or if you've used any of these products or any of the ingredients of these products in the past and it didn't serve you well, then I might suggest you to actually see a practitioner so that you can find something that is going to be tailor-made for you, because not everything is for everyone, but it is something that can be for most people. Okay. So the first product is called as Para 1. And this one, you will actually take 2 capsules of that in the morning and 2 capsules at night, starting 2 days before the 18th. So on the 16th, you start 2 capsules in the morning, 2 capsules at night, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th for 5 days. And then Para 2 is another product from the same company. The company that makes it is called as Cellcore. And the Para 2 is again the same way, 2 capsules in the morning, 2 capsules at night for 5 days. And then there is another product called as Para 3, and this is a liquid, and you will actually take 15 drops from day 2 to day 4. So you're not going to take it from day 1, you're going to take it from day 2 to day 4. And that way you're actually going to only be taking it for 3 days and not 5 days. So I want you to be sure to write all of these instructions down, because I don't want you to do this wrong. And then the next product is called as a BioToxin binder. So this actually binds to all the biotoxins. And when you drink water, when you exercise, when you eat healthy, when you poop, you're actually going to cleanse all of these things out and get it out of your system, which means that your body becomes renewed, has the ability to regenerate better, to be able to function better, and optimally. So the BioToxin binder will bind to the toxins and bring it out. So again, that is also from day 2. So 2, 3, and 4, and we are not going to do it on day 1 or day 5. So 2 products that are going to be from day 1 to day 5, and 2 products are going to be from day 2 to day 4. And that's it. So it's only 5 days, and it's very simple to do. You can actually take it in the morning. I would always recommend that you take all of these things pretty much one after the other, away from food by at least 30 minutes. And that way you can actually be done and you can go on to the next thing with your life. And give it at least 30 minutes before you eat anything. So maybe first thing in the morning, you can take all of this, and then you can actually eat your food 30 minutes later. And do the same thing at night. Eat your dinner, wait 30 minutes, and take it, or take it right before you go to bed, so that there's enough time between your dinner and the things that you're taking. So it just allows for your body to be able to absorb it better and not get mixed with your food, and just gives it a little bit more ability to be processed better. So that's all I have for today. And I hope you do your spring cleansing for your own body. And you also post your comments on this as to whether you did it. And if you did it, how did you feel? What were the different things that you noticed in your body? What were the kinds of things that you actually came up for your mental cleansing as well? Because again, mental hygiene, I talk about that often, because mental hygiene is one of the most important things, even before physical hygiene comes into place. So if you actually incorporate some of your mental hygiene habits as well at this point in time, then it would be incredible. One other thing that I want to mention here is, it's imperative that we don't actually think of it as, okay, I'm actually preparing for the summer, for a beach body, and so on and so forth, but really think of this as much more oriented towards your health, rather than just losing weight or just, getting the kind of body that we want, and so on and so forth. And if we have this holistic view over everything we do, whether we exercise, whether we actually eat, whether we drink water, whether we are actually, trying to lose weight, any of these things, if it's actually more geared towards your health rather than attaining a short-term goal, it will be extremely helpful, because you will actually have a better relationship with your mind and body. All right. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Happy spring cleaning.